There is something on your wall that you have been meaning to get rid of. A small structure made of mud, tubular, rough, maybe the size of your thumb, or several of them clustered together like a strange handmade pipe organ pressed against the surface of your porch, your garage wall, or the underside of your roof. It looks like a mess, like something that does not belong there, like a problem waiting to be scraped off. And if your first instinct has been to reach for a spatula and remove it, stop. Because what is inside that mud nest is one of the most extraordinary things happening on your property. And what will happen if you destroy it is something you may deeply regret. Today we are going to open that nest together. We are going to look at what is inside, who built it, and why, in ways that will genuinely surprise you. And by the end, I think you will understand why some of the most knowledgeable gardeners and naturalists in the country have made a deliberate decision to leave these structures exactly where they are. Let's start with who built it. The mud nest on your wall was built by a mud dauber, a solitary wasp belonging to several species in the families Sphecidae and Crabronidae, found across virtually every region of North America. The blue mud dauber, the black and yellow mud dauber, and the organ pipe mud dauber are the most commonly encountered, and between them they have colonized every habitat where humans build structures: houses, barns, porches, garages, sheds, and the undersides of bridges. The first thing to understand about mud daubers, and this is the thing that surprises almost everyone, is that they are nothing like the wasps you are afraid of. Yellow jackets are aggressive. Paper wasps will sting if their nest is approached. Hornets defend their colonies with genuine ferocity. These are the wasps that have earned their reputation. But the mud dauber is a different creature entirely. She is solitary. She builds alone. She hunts alone. She raises her young alone. She has no colony to defend, no queen to protect, no social structure that triggers collective aggression. She is, by the standards of the wasp world, extraordinarily peaceful. Entomologists who study mud daubers consistently report that provoking one into stinging requires deliberate, sustained effort. They can sting, but they almost never do. You could stand directly beside an active mud dauber nest and watch her work without any realistic risk of being stung. She is focused entirely on her task, and her task has nothing to do with you. So what is her task? This is where the story becomes extraordinary. The mud dauber does not live in the nest she builds. She builds it entirely for her offspring she will never meet. The nest is a nursery, a pantry, and a sealed vault, all in one small tube of hand-formed clay. And to understand what she puts inside it, you need to follow her hunting. The mud dauber is a spider hunter. This is her specialty, her biological purpose, the ecological role she has filled for millions of years. She seeks out spiders, sometimes small ones, sometimes remarkably large ones, and she delivers a precisely targeted sting to their nervous system. Not a killing sting, a paralyzing one. The spider does not die. It remains alive, immobile, suspended in a kind of enforced stillness. Its metabolic processes continuing, its tissues staying fresh, for weeks. The mud dauber then carries the paralyzed spider back to the mud nest, pushes it inside the tube, and returns to hunt again. She does this repeatedly, packing spider after spider into the chamber, each one alive and preserved until the tube is full. Then she lays a single egg on top of the last spider, seals the chamber with a plug of fresh mud, and moves on to build the next tube. When the egg hatches, the larva finds itself in a sealed room with a living pantry. It feeds on the spiders one by one, from the freshest to the oldest, each one perfectly preserved by the wasp's venom. By the time the larva has consumed everything in the chamber, it is ready to pupate, to transform inside its mud cell and emerge, weeks later, as a fully formed adult wasp, which chews through the mud seal and flies out into the world. The entire process, from egg to adult, happens inside that small, unremarkable tube on your wall. And it has been happening in structures exactly like it for over 100 million years. Now here is the part that will matter most to you as a gardener and homeowner. What species of spider does the mud dauber prefer above all others? Researchers studying mud dauber prey composition have found something remarkable. While mud daubers will take a wide variety of spider species, the blue mud dauber, Chalibion californicum, shows a strong and documented preference for black widow spiders. In studies conducted across multiple states, black widows were found to comprise a significant portion of the prey stored in blue mud dauber nests, with some nests containing almost exclusively black widow specimens. Let that settle for a moment. The structure on your wall that you have been planning to remove, the one that looks like a mud stain, an eyesore, a problem, may be actively stocked with the one spider that represents a genuine medical risk to you and your family. The mud dauber is not just a passive presence in your ecosystem. She is doing targeted pest control on the species you most need controlled, in the exact locations where black widows prefer to live: wall crevices, garage corners, the dark undersides of structures. No spray reaches those spaces as reliably as she does. No trap hunts as precisely as she does, and no chemical intervention leaves the nest site as clean and spider-free as she does. Because she doesn't just kill spiders, she removes them entirely, one by one, and stores them somewhere else. If you have ever found a black widow in your garage and felt that particular cold dread, understand that the mud dauber on your wall may be the reason you are not finding more of them. There is one more thing inside the nest that deserves your attention, something that happens when the nest is old, already vacated, already empty of larvae, and someone opens it. Out fall the spiders, dozens of them in some cases, perfectly preserved, perfectly intact, dried and mummified by time inside their sealed chamber. Small brown ones, large orb weavers, and sometimes black widows, their red markings still vivid, their bodies still in the exact position they were in when the venom hit them. It is one of the most extraordinary and unsettling things you can find inside a structure on your own property. A sealed archive of your local spider population, collected and stored by an insect. A record of what was living in the cracks and corners of your home, captured and preserved with a precision that no human survey could replicate. Some people find this deeply disturbing. Others find it one of the most fascinating things nature has ever shown them. Most people, once they understand what they are looking at, feel something in between, a profound respect for a process so ancient and so efficient that it operates continuously, invisibly, on the walls of millions of American homes every single spring and summer. So what should you actually do about the mud nest on your wall? The answer depends on one thing. Is the nest active or abandoned? An active nest has a wasp, or multiple wasps across different tubes, coming and going with visible purpose. You may see her arriving with mud or carrying a paralyzed spider. If the nest is active, leave it completely alone. She will finish her work within a season, seal the last tube, and move on. She will not return to the same nest. She will not expand it indefinitely. She will build elsewhere next season. An abandoned nest, dry, sealed, no movement, can be left as it is, which is the simplest option and costs you nothing. The empty tubes provide overwintering habitat for other beneficial insects. Or, if the location genuinely bothers you, it can be carefully removed after the season ends, in late autumn or winter, when you are certain no larvae remain inside. What you should never do is destroy an active nest. Not because the mud dauber will retaliate, she won't, but because you will be ending a process that benefits your property directly, eliminating a hunter that is doing work you cannot do yourself, and removing from your local ecosystem one of the most precise and valuable biological controls for dangerous spiders that nature has ever developed. The mud nest on your wall is not a problem, it is a solution. A small, hand-built, mud-sealed solution to a spider problem you may not have fully known you had. Leave it there. Watch her work if you get the chance. And the next time someone reaches for a spatula near one of these structures, tell them what is actually inside. Have you ever found a mud dauber nest on your property, or opened one and discovered what was inside? Tell me about it in the comments. I read every single one, And this is exactly the kind of story this community was built for. And if you want to understand another builder, one that constructs its home not from mud, but from something far more surprising, the next video is already waiting for you.